I'm a 32-year-old man and I was dating a 22-year-old female for 3 months. She ended it when I wouldn't give her $300. Was I wrong? So I've been seeing this girl for about 3 months. Things have been going decently. We took a trip together to LA, went on some nice dates, and I tried to be emotionally supportive. I even gave her money a couple times earlier on when she needed help. Nothing crazy, but enough to show I cared. Early on into dating, I mentioned I planned to buy her flowers, and she told me she'd prefer if I just gave her money so she could buy skincare products. I gave her $100 instead. A few weeks later, she asked for $200 to buy merch at a concert. I gave it to her. The third time, she requested $350 to cover some items for our LA trip. I paid for that too. I also always cover the cost of our dates, dinners, outings, everything. Then out of the blue, before going out to eat breakfast, she told me that it's her standard for guys to financially support her while dating. This had never been brought up before. She asked for $500, then quickly lowered it to $300 when I didn't immediately agree. I told her honestly I didn't feel comfortable giving money like that as an expectation. To me, that turns the relationship transactional, and I'm not into that dynamic. She said I'd changed since our LA trip, which felt completely untrue, and told me we were at a fork in the road with my boundary and her standard. And then after I asked if she wanted to stop dating, she said yes. The whole thing happened in about 30 minutes. We were headed to breakfast, parked to talk about the situation, then I drove her home. We hugged, she walked away. That was it. It hurts because we had so much in common. She was my type physically, and I really liked her. Looking back, she rarely initiated conversations, never asked much about my life, and that always made the situation feel one-sided. It seems clear now she was more interested in what I could do for her, not in building something with me. The ironic part, I was planning to give her the $300. I just said no to see how she'd respond, and her response told me everything. So yeah, Reddit, was I wrong for drawing that line, or did I dodge a walking red flag? This is what happens in relationships when you lead with money. He says really early on that he'd help her out, just enough to show that he cared. You don't need to give girls money to show that you care, and girls should like you regardless of money. It's not that being well established and having money doesn't help you out, but this is a very obvious case of a girl who is just with you for money. Says that it's her standard for guys to financially support her while dating. That's not dating. She's doing prostitution. I believe the professionals call it the girlfriend experience. You pay for the girl to not just have sex with you, but also come out and, go on a date with you or go travel even. You're paying, man. You're paying for a prostitute and you don't even realize it. He says later in the comments that $100 is really nothing to him. That's fine. It's besides the point. It's just what kind of relationship do you want to build? You built this from the beginning. You chose this. It's another one of those posts where I can't even blame the girl. Like, it's so obvious what she's doing. I'm not mad at her for trying to take advantage of a guy financially because there's so many guys that are willing to do that. So this girl is obviously low quality, low morals, nobody I would be interested in. But I can't blame her for taking advantage of the money that's being thrown to her by guys.